We do believe that President Trump is actually protected under the continuity of government. I believe he's our authentic president and that we are watching a movie.
Oh, really? So he's the current president of the United States?
I believe that.
What is Biden doing then?
Well, Biden is, we're under continuity of government. It's a military action. And so they're showing the people in slow motion the corruption and all the different elements, all the different agencies and the dual system. So they're saying, okay, if you want to steal the election, which they did, this is what you're going to get.
So then how is Biden doing in his role? Is he the president right now?
No, Biden is an actor, but I think Biden has been gone a long time. That's how I feel.
Gone dead?
Gone dead.
Who's the one walking around?
An actor.
Do we know who the actor is?
There's different ones that play him. Everybody has actors, but I know it sounds so far-fetched, but they say that they're going to reveal it soon, hopefully.
So you haven't heard anything about election fraud that's happening at all?
Well, I looked to all the recounts, investigations, audits, and court cases.
Have you watched the Georgia election? Did you see where they pulled the ballots out from under the cabinet?
And they realized that was debunked.
They scanned them and rescanned them and rescanned them. You know that lady got arrested, right?
Don't you think if that actually happened? I know a lot of people are suing for defamation because of lies about people like that. No.
Yeah, she definitely got arrested.
Ruby Freeman?
Ruby, yeah, she definitely got arrested.
It turned out that even Giuliani acknowledged he was lying. He lost a defamation case, and in that case, he had to concede that he was not correct about those statements about Ruby Freeman.
Oh, no, she's definitely been arrested.
She hasn't, I promise.
She has.
Hey, good day, everybody. This is Van the Man from the Black Culture Network. Keeping up black excellence, prosperity, positivity. But as we live in the world today, everybody's on a platform. Everybody have a YouTube channel, a Rumble channel, TikTok channel. But I like to branch out into what's going on in the world. As we know, this is an election year. We got two old guys, Donald Trump and Joe Biden. But this is what I'm going to do for my followers. And I'm not picking sides. I'm just showing what a lot of bigger networks are doing to try to sway the black vote. I want you to look at these Trump supporters, their mindset, how they think, the things they say, and no matter what happened, this man was trying to not leave office January 6th. That caused an insurrection, not an erection. It might as well be an erection, but an insurrection at the Capitol, okay? What I'm going to say is Luke Beasley is a young reporter using some of his footage. It's another reporter, I'm using some of his footage. They're asking these Trump supporter questions. And we can imagine how so-called Americans are thinking and acting, and I don't know where they get their news information from, but it's definitely not coming from reliable sources, people who's telling the truth. If I see something wrong on either side, I'm going to speak on it. But first, we're going to speak here. Donald Trump and his supporters. Hope y'all look at this. I hope you make a wise choice when it comes to November 7th. Okay? This is Van Silk. I'm on rumble.com. Just look for Black Cultural Network. Have a blessed day.
I think he's in love with America, and I am too.
Do you think that a really important part of America is the Constitution? And would you support somebody if they called for the termination of the Constitution?
No.
Can I show you something? Because I'm shocked that so many people don't know about this. On True Social, this is from Trump's True Social, because of his belief that the election was stolen, he said a massive fraud of this type of magnitude allows for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles.
I don't believe in it.
You don't believe that?
No, I don't believe that right there.
Even though he sent it out on True Social?
That's not true, though.
It's still up on his account?
No, that's not true. That somebody made a fake thing.
Okay. Have a good day. What are your thoughts about the Trump indictment?
It's probably garbage.
Probably garbage?
Yeah.
Did you read it?
No.
Okay. And then what about the audio recording that got released?
Probably garbage.
You didn't listen to it? How would
Dude,
you know
I
it's garbage if you don't even look into it? Some serious things are being accused here.
Like, tell me what it is. Like, what,
Mishandling and classified documents, holding on to them when he wasn't supposed to have them,
all right.
violating a subpoena, lying to federal authorities, obstructing an investigation, and conspiring with other staffers to move around documents to keep federal authorities from getting them.
Sounds pretty serious, but doesn't everybody do that?
He said when he was running that he wouldn't defund the police, and he's done that.
Biden has defunded the police? Where?
Well, I mean, he hasn't defunded them, but he's defunded a lot of the police, and
Because that is done on a citywide level, not the national
that's
level.
true. That's true. That's true.
I believe President Obama is actually calling the shots right now, and everything that I've researched is pointing toward that. But who's going to sit back and watch all this happen? Mike Lindell proved beyond a reasonable doubt that enough cheating went on in that election that it would have changed the outcome.
Obviously, many would say he didn't, but to move on from that, speaking of Mike Lindell, he's predicted multiple times that by this date, Trump will take back over as president, the military will bring him in. Does it not make you go, oh wait, maybe the claims he's been making about other things are also lies because he lied about this, or he at least falsely predicted something about this?
I don't believe Mike Lindell's got a bad bone in his body. He is a true Christian. I ministered for years. Why I'm here, why I built this truck, God came to me. And I'll hold my belief where God tells me to hold it. And it's a little too complicated for most people to even figure out what would happen if they overturned or found out that that was a fraud.
What evidence do you have to bolster the idea that this isn't just a fair prosecution based on violations of the law?
They have no evidence to support it.
The indictments lay
They've been
out.
trying to impeach him so many times, and he doesn't get impeached.
Well, he got impeached, but this isn't impeachment. This is prosecution.
What?
This is unrelated to impeachment. This is a prosecution.
What? It's because they don't want him to win. They know he's going to win again.
But in, for example, the classified documents indictment, it lays out violations of the law as being alleged in the indictment. And so you're saying those don't exist, or they don't actually violate the law, or what's going on there?
I don't think they exist.
So like the audio tape of Trump saying that he has a classified document and it's, I could have declassified it, but I can't anymore because I'm no longer president.
That Biden's son's been doing with Ukraine.
Well, there hasn't been evidence to prove that something illegal went on in between Joe Biden and Hunter Biden.
There hasn't, because that's Biden.
But Hunter Biden did something illegal with the gun. He's being prosecuted for it.
Okay.
Who's the president right now?
Definitely not Joe Biden.
Interesting. And who is then?
Well, I want to say it's a movie, if you think about it.
Gonna need elaboration on that.
There's way too much things going on behind the scenes to even look at what's going on in the mainstream TVs. You understand? You get that?
All right, and then diving into that, what's going on behind the scenes?
It's hard to even fathom. Do your own research. Just don't hear speculation. You can pull up your own information, and it's crystal clear.
Do you know Mike Lindell?
Yes.
And do you like
I love
him?
the man to death, but I'm so sick of seeing his commercials.
Oh, right. Okay. So one of the things, he's a good example to me of this phenomenon that I see a lot in what would be called conspiracy theorist circles, is making a bold prediction. Trump's going to become president by this period of time. It doesn't happen. And then I get confused because the followers don't stop trusting him. Mike Lindell has predicted just around the corner Trump's going to be by this August, whatever, then this, and that hasn't happened.
I agree.
And why doesn't that cause you not to support them and think, oh, maybe what they're selling me is dishonest?
Things have, they have channels they have to go through, and things have to happen in a certain way to happen. So, all right, I'm sorry. On the spot.
does execute drug dealers. Is that something you support?
I've never heard that. I've never heard him say that.
But we're going to be asking everyone who sells drugs, gets caught selling drugs, to receive the death penalty for their heinous acts.
I've never heard him say
If he did, would you be supportive of it?
I'm not I wouldn't support executing anybody for anything like that at this point, I mean, that's a whole different kind of a thing, yeah. No, I mean, but at the same time, I believe that we need to do things, that are going to be for America and for Americans and not against what, this administration's been doing.
I've heard everything I've wanted from him. I want him to take down all the people who are in place right now.
Gotcha. So this is a super simple question, but somehow I do get different answers to it. Who's the president right now?
Time will tell.
Time will tell. Okay. Was that it?
It will.
You want to explain the shirt?
Yeah. Well, never surrender. That's what Trump is saying he's not going to do. I mean, he's been indicted for crimes that he didn't commit.
I have to point out, he did surrender technically at the Fulton County Jail, right?
He did abide by the law as required by the law. Yeah. I mean, I think he's setting a good example for our country by doing that.
But then abiding by the law as being interpreted by the prosecutors would mean not doing what he did that they're prosecuting him for, right?
Could you repeat that? There was noise behind it.
I also agree that individuals should abide by the law, and prosecutors are alleging that he broke the law in his actions in relation to trying to overthrow the election and classify documents and some other things.
Yeah, I mean, I think the charges against him are laughable and ridiculous. Why would they have brought these charges against him right in the middle of a campaign? It's election interference. If it was actually anything that had to do with reality, they would have done it long ago.
It takes a while to do an investigation, right?
Well, really? I mean, why would they do it in the middle of an election? That's never happened in our country before.
And we've never had a former president accused of this many crimes.
Tell me 3 Democratic policies that you support.
Inflation Reduction Act, American Rescue Plan, the Infrastructure Law, the PACT Act, the Chips and Science Act. I think it's good that Biden pulled out of Afghanistan. I can go on.
No, I get. Wow. Okay, would you like to talk about the pullout of Afghanistan?
Why did you feel bothered that I just listed policies I think are good?
Because
I think it's great that he lowers prescription drug costs.
You don't know enough about those policies.
So one of them in the Inflation Reduction Act is capping the cost of insulin for Medicare recipients at $35 out of pocket per month. And I think that's really good. I don't think seniors should be having themselves price gouged. Now Medicare will negotiate drug prices. I think that's really good because of Joe Biden and Democrats.
I think Joe Biden is an illegitimate president. I think the election was stolen, and I think he's going to be killed for his treason. How about that?
He said when he was running that he wouldn't defund the police, and he's done that.
Biden has defunded the police? Where?
Well, I mean, he hasn't defunded them, but he's defunded a lot of the police. And
because that is done on a citywide level, not the national level.
That's true. But I mean, overall, I think that this is the scariest times that we have lived in.
I know what the truth is, and I believe everything that happened in January 6th is going to be revealed. Every bit of it.
And I don't know exactly what you're referring to, so what would you say that is? What occurred on January 6th?
I'm talking about Nancy Pelosi, what she instigated, and the information that she's got will be found on her laptop, and that will be, eventually, it will be revealed to the American people.
So Nancy Pelosi instigated January 6th?
I believe she did.
What would be the purpose of them coordinating this? What's the end game there?
The end game is to get Trump out so he doesn't win the presidency.
The actions of January 6th actually interfered with the certification. So doesn't it kind of not make sense that the Democrats would have instigated January 6th if that got in the way of the certification, which they wanted, because that was going to cause Biden to become president?
I just believe that I don't know.
I don't even know if he's president.
Really?
I do question that.
Who do you think is the real president?
Donald Trump. I think he'll be back any day, under military assignment.
Ooh, whoa, okay. But this is the thing with that I gotta filter out. He is attacking Biden's performance as president. But he's the real president?
Yes, he is.
So he's to blame for inflation?
No. I believe there's, well, no, he's not. I believe there's a show going on. I'm believing he's letting this happen to show people what this world would be without. Actually, God's letting this happen because he totally has command. Biden is completely, hello. Have you heard him talk? Who votes for someone like that? This ain't real. This is not a real thing. Okay, well, I'm just going to make this prediction too because I believe it. Ready? Donald Trump is going to take back over. Every executive order that Biden put in will be gone that very second he takes back over.
And you were saying, I heard the beginning of the sentence, that the military was going to do that?
Yes, they're in control right now.
President Trump follows the law. That's why they have zero. They have nothing on this guy.
When it comes to the 91 indictments.
All fake. All fake.
All fake? There's phone calls of Trump calling Brad Raffensperger.
No.
Have you heard the phone call of Trump calling Raffensperger?
No, I didn't hear that one, so really? I can't comment on it.
It's an incredibly famous phone call. Trump calls Brad Raffensperger, who is the Secretary of State of Georgia, and he says,
you're talking about that one.
I need you to find 11,780 votes. One more than what we want.
That is BS.
Why is it BS?
It's BS. Everybody seen the videos, okay? We've all seen the videos of sticking the ballots. You remember?
The videos that Trump took to court and they were shot down immediately?
We've all seen the videos in Georgia when they sent the poll watchers home and they went to the table, pulled out the suitcases out from under the table. Listen, we've all seen the videos, okay? So you're trolling me now.
No,
you are. You really are.
You know that case you talked about where they pulled the suitcase out? We've seen that video, right? They pulled the suitcase out. So it's like a 5-10 second clip. You know how sometimes liberals take 5-second clips of Trump out of context? Basically, what happened is this 5-second clip was out of context. They brought it to a court, and the judge, who was appointed by... Can I finish?
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done now.
You're
because
done.
I'm going to go do a real interview so it can get on the air.
We have to just remember that this election is not simply a referendum on whether an 81-year-old man can do the job of president for another 4 years. It's a choice between two men. One who is 81, who is a decent, good, empathetic person, who has accomplished a lot in his life and in his presidency, who thinks about you every day, or a 77-year-old, chaotic, incompetent, lying criminal who only thinks about himself and his rich friends. Like, that's the choice. And when you frame the choice, it feels different. Pulling the lever for the 81-year-old may feel different than it does when it's just about his age.
Okay, Trump 24 or before. What does that mean to you?
He's already president. He's already president. He's our president.
Meaning Donald Trump is president now?
He's president now. I believe he is.
But how would that work? Because Joe Biden has been the president, right?
He's been the president. Obama said that he would like to run a third term if he could sit in his basement and call the shots, and that's exactly what he's doing.
But you just said that it's Obama's third term, but also that Trump is president.
He's calling the shots at all this mess that's going on right now and all the disasters that he's caused. Yeah.
But how is Obama calling the shots if Trump is still president?
Obama is sitting back and telling Biden what to do.
But what is Biden if he's not the president?
He's a bumbling fool right now.
But why would it matter if Obama was telling Biden what to do if Biden's not president?
Say that again.
Why would it matter if Obama was telling Biden what to do if Biden wasn't president?
Would it be a deal breaker for you if someone said, for example, terminate the Constitution?
Absolutely.
Can I read you a message of Trump saying that on True Social? So here's him on True Social, and right there he says, a massive fraud, talking about his belief that the election was stolen, of this type of magnitude allows for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution.
No, I don't agree with that.
So if that was a deal breaker, then why isn't that something that really makes you question supporting him?
Well, it's a good question. I mean, now you have started me questioning that. I mean, I haven't seen that. Okay. If that was from Donald Trump, President Trump, I'll look into that. As far as I was aware, he was all about the Constitution, family, God, guns, what our founding fathers strive to, principles to live by. So that's news to me. I hadn't seen that.
Do you trust Mike Pence at all when he says the election wasn't stolen?
I don't trust Mike Pence, period.
Let me ask you, do you trust Bill Barr at all when he says the election wasn't stolen?
No.
Do you trust Mark Meadows at all when he says the election wasn't stolen?
No.
You don't trust the 60 courts that Trump brought evidence to?
No.
So it makes me worry when every single court, every single institution, every single person in America that's not Donald Trump or Mike Lindell are lying to you. When you weigh the credibility of these people, do I believe every single institution, which sure, they're flawed, or do I trust Mike Lindell? Probably the institutions that are upholding our democracy, right?
I would say that the institutions that are upholding our democracy aren't upholding our democracy.
Expand on that.
What we see is a rise of communism all over the United States.
What's the definition of communism in your eyes?
I don't have the definition of communism all over. I have the points, what these things look like. I don't have the definition of it.
Can we expand on this idea that the election was stolen real quick? What evidence do you have of that? I want to hear it.
I don't have all the data off the top of my head. I do have many friends, people like Captain Seth Keshel.
Didn't lose to him. We all know that. If you truly believe that he lost to him, you're still believing the narrative. Yeah. You're telling me this and Biden won, campaigning out of his basement.
Yes.
You tell me that
60 people.
You tell me that Biden got 81 million votes. I'd laugh at
the DOJ, the FBI, Bill Barr, people in his cabinet all say there's not enough evidence to overturn the election, and it seems like there's a convenient excuse every time I bring that up. So
do you say illegal judges?
Illegal judges?
Judges, ones who are so one-sided.
Wait a minute, though. A lot of those judges were appointed by Donald Trump.
Well, but he, just like Barr.
Bill Barr turned on him.
Bill Barr is part of the problem. There's that uniparty establishment. There for a long time, we were called the silent majority. Yeah. We're done. That ship sailed, because this is where it got us. So
the loud minority? Is that where you are now?
Yeah, I'll be a part of that.
Do you watch CNN?
No, I don't really watch news.
What do you want? Where do you get your information from?
George Soros feeds me information straight up.
That's your biggest problem right there.
This Trump supporter stopped our debate, followed us around, and then told security we were harassing people. What is your strongest piece of evidence the last election was stolen?
I watched and I saw the votes flip. I saw the votes flip from the Republican to the Democrat. It's never occurred to me that there wasn't a lot of hanky-panky going on.
Do you guys trust Mike Pence at all? Even Mike Pence told them there's not enough evidence.
I don't trust Mike Pence.
You don't trust Mike Pence? Okay.
No.
Even his attorney general, Bill Barr, his sword and shield came out saying there's not enough evidence for all. You don't trust Bill Barr?
No.
You don't trust the FBI or the DOJ? Does it ever worry you guys when every single person and every single institution in America is against you, and the only person you can look up to is Donald Trump?
That's not happening. It's
not
Rudy. I mean,
this is a gotcha interview. They're trying to make you look like idiots.
We were actually having a really good conversation about Pence and the implications of election fraud. It wasn't really a gotcha interview.
I heard the Rudy Giuliani gotcha that you tried on. And you trust Rudy Giuliani for true information?
I mean, do you trust Rudy Giuliani?
I get my information, my education from lots of sources.
5 minutes later.
Values that I feel like we've been moved away from those.
These people who are coming here are not assimilating. They're poisoning the blood of the country, voting Donald Trump.
The Founding Fathers restricted voting rights for vast majorities of people, including women. The women didn't receive the right to vote until the 19th Amendment.
And then we fixed that.
I don't think that was a good thing.
You don't think so?
I don't think it was a good thing. I believe
the 19th Amendment?
Yeah. Every person, women, men, black, white, whatever, has equal dignity under the law and before God. That doesn't mean they'll have the same roles and should have the same influence in a society.
society.
So who should have influence in our society?
Christian leaders.
White Christian men. Interesting.
White Christian men.
Trump said he wants to be a day one dictator. Would you be okay with him extending that throughout the rest of his presidency?
No, I don't think so.
You did say you hated democracy, though.
Yeah, we're a constitutional republic.
We're a democratic republic.
No, we're not.
You don't think so?
No, we're a constitutional republic.
These two things aren't mutually exclusive. If you have mechanisms that allow people to vote representatives in, and those representatives vote for you, that is a representative democracy, right?
No, yeah, sure, but it's also a constitutional republic.
Yeah, they're not mutually exclusive.
Think about this, though. We have 2 senators for each state.
Well, those representatives are elected by the people, by us. We go out and we vote every November 7th or whatever, and we elect these people.
Jesus is my savior. Trump is my president.
What does that mean to you?
Jesus died on the cross to forgive us for all our sins.
How do you think Donald Trump will be remembered in history?
Well, it depends on who you're asking.
Yeah.
If I ask you, how do you think Donald Trump's going to be remembered in history?
Probably one whole page of the history book where it just says mugshot right there.
Yeah. And that is from your side of the table.
Well, history is usually written by the winners, and Joe Biden won.
Well, and I'll let you go with that.
Your narrative is an extremely narrow one.
You can say that my narrative is narrow, but your whole narrative is built off of 30 minutes that Tucker Carlson released of people being arrested. My narrative is built on the 30,000 hours of footage.
My narrative is built on what I saw there personally.
Your narrative is even weaker than mine because you have one view from on the ground. I have hundreds of hours, thousands of hours of footage that I've gone through and watched.
Hey, ask yourself this question. They're saying that there are 700 to 800 people in there.
Yeah.
Do they get in there through a broken window or do they get in there through an open door?
Through charging. Can I show you a video real quick?
Well, most of those people got in there through an open door while Capitol Police did absolutely nothing.
Yeah, so this video right here is of the east side of the Capitol on January 6th. That's a line of cops right there being broken through. And they're basically all storming. That's a lot of people, right? And then they're all storming, breaking through this line of cops. The cops are all down and out now. And then you see them start to flood.
Okay, they had the fence there to put up the Capitol weeks in advance. They never put it up.
This still doesn't change anything I'm saying. People tried to break in to stop Mike Pence from certifying the results, and that's anti-democratic. That is subverting the will of the American people.
When you see the videos, though, again,
what about that video?
The videos of the people inside the Capitol, they're walking around, they're being escorted by Capitol Police, so.
What don't you understand? Russia is with us. They're with Trump.
Russia is with us?
Russia is with Trump.
Russia's not with the USA. One of their main goals is to destabilize.
Putin is with Trump. I guarantee it.
That's not the flex you think it is, though. Putin is a bad faith actor who has imperial ambitions.
Well, why does Trump get along with him then? Trump gets along with everybody. North Korea, everybody. Everybody likes Trump.
Yeah, that's something to think about. I stand with Ukraine. I'm a big Ukraine supporter.
I can't. The corruption that's been there for years and years and years and years, I can't stand with it.
They're very corrupt, but a lot of that corruption is a function of Russian authoritarianism on their border.
Installing the corruption, basically.
Sure. Agreed. I'll agree with that as well.
Us, it's more Russia. Russia's right on their border, and they install puppets.
We did as well.
We did. They were trying to get things in order, and then we stepped in.
About the yacht.
Joe Biden bought it.
2 yachts. I think it was 2 yachts.
Yeah, he bought 2 yachts.
Joe Biden bought a yacht for Zelensky?
No, I'm sure he did.
I'm pretty sure we did.
We did.
We bought it.